Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mohit. Shweta, am I audible?
Yes, Mohit.
Okay, and is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. So today we are here to have a basic introduction about SDS2, and this is basically this webinar is basically for the new users. So let's start. So. So a brief introduction about me. So I'm the customer success manager here for Indian subcontinent at SDS2, Nemechek, India. I have 15 years of experience and I have worked as a checker, team leader, project manager, department head, and as a trainer. And here my role mainly is for pre and post sale, customer satisfaction, and overall product awareness. So a brief introduction about company. Company was founded by Sir George Nemechek, and the company was founded in 1963. It is a non-profitable foundation and is a promoter of education, science, art, and culture. Nemechek advocates open BIM standards and interoperability. We provide software solution across life cycle of building, right from planning to design and construct. The software are developed by micro market pioneers and who have the understanding and of industry challenges and pain areas. Nemetschek spent 24% of its revenue on research and development. So, and we have four strong segments in which we have 14 strong products. We are approx a 1 million company and we have 7 million users worldwide and we have 3,600 employees across the globe. These are the alignments for our products. So under planning and design, we have Allplan, Graphisoft, Risa, Solibri, and Vectorworks. Then under Nemetic Engineering, we have Freelo and Sia. Then built and construct, we have Bluebeam and Nevaris. Then operate and manage, we have Crim Solution and Spacewell. Under media and entertainment, we have Maxon. And we also have Digital Twin and Deer Office for the business units. So now we'll jump onto the agenda of the day. So today we are going to discuss the SDS2 introduction, software capabilities, what offerings we are giving, what are the software entitlements, what are the features it offers for a detailer, fabricator, estimator. Then we are going to discuss the license functionality, features, and some examples and a demonstration. So SDS2 is the only market solution which gives you the connection design solution along with the steel detailing. It gives you a automated and a clash-free connections. Also, SDS has fabrication intelligence and it produces a high quality of drawing. SDS2 was founded in 1981 and it has been in the market from last 43 years. So we have done a survey where 70% of the customers are satisfied with the solution and 63% of the customers have stated that they are able to take more projects. 59% of the customers have told that they are able to, bid larger projects because of SDS2. So the SDS2 is capable of, handling any kind of steel structure. So this is the survey which is done 60 in which 61% of the detailing companies participated and 39 were the fabricator shops. So they told that worldwide 76% of the customers are using, industrial projects, 94 on commercial, 41 for government, healthcare 46, oil and gas 21, and other projects 11%. I have also placed a classic example of a complex structure. It's an amphitheater, which has been executed in SDS. So these are the license offerings what we are giving. So first is ultimate. This is a complete license where you have all the capability of doing a modeling and a drafting task. You can export reports. Okay, and you can do estimation, you can do load planning, you can generate your erection orders, and it has the full K features. Then you have the modeling license in which we have three components included, that is modeling, estimation modeling, and load planning. Okay, so load planning is not the structural load planning. Load planning is, how to fit your steel for shipping or logistic purpose on a container. Okay, so that kind of module we have. Then we have a drafting license in which you have the feature for generating 2D drawings. And then we have a viewer. We offer a free viewer license, so you can use it for your review purpose, and it can save huge on your project ROI. Then SD for Indian region, Nemetschik India has launched SDS2 for India region, and for this we have a complete ultimate license on a competitive prices. So in the last, we have our sales ID where if you are interested, you can send us the quotation, if, yeah, like request for quotation. So these are all the features which are included in a drafting license. You can create a shop drawing. You can create a erection drawing. You can create, you can review and visualize the model. You have toolbox options where you have a lot of features of doing your modeling and erection task at a efficient rate. You can generate any reports, you can review 3D model connections, and you can mark up, you can take material takeoffs, and you can generate reports, and you can export drawings and models. Okay, sorry, my screen got stuck. Sorry, I'll again share it. Sorry, my screen got stuck. So So this is all the features for modeling license. So in a modeling license, you can generate 3D models. It can do automated connection. Then SDS can import reference models. You can take out CNC and MRP integration files. You can have the crane placement and coordination done in a model. You can generate connection calculation and engineering calculation report. You can use the toolbox option. You can have the load and delivery planning. And in an ultimate license, you have both the capabilities of a modeling and a drafting module. Then we have the next feature, which is, uh, how a SDS can be used for detailers. So detailers, we have offering like connection design. Detailers can, uh, design to fabricator preferences, field ready designs. Then labor efficient design, structural modeling can be done. It can save time in adding components like stair and railing and complex geometries. You can work better together. Okay. Then quality drawings, interoperability, minimizing the RFIs, simplified model management, and finishing project at a faster rate. Then this is all the offering what we have for a steel estimator. So for estimation, you can use it for a quick material takeoff. It can improve your accuracy in ST modeling. It integrates with common design softwares. Okay, more competitive bids. You have higher chances of winning that bid. Your pre-identified RFIs, jumpstart project modeling. So basically, you will have your ST model, the same model you can use to start your further connections and all. Then maximum profitability. You have to avoid any third-party software cost and integrates with fabrication systems. So now I'm going to briefly describe about what features we offer in SDS. So the first is connection design. So it is, in SDS, it does not simply stick a connection, but it generates a connection, uh, considering a lot of parameters. I'm going to discuss further on this. Then SDS has a fabrication intelligence, means SDS can provide all the feet and all the field cuts required to properly install a steel. It checks for space validation, bolt validation, erection issues, and based on that, it design generates a connection. Then SDS is an auto piece marking option. SDS provides a drafting and free viewer. So there are a lot of competitive softwares which do not offer a drafting module, but we offer a drafting module also. SDS offers hyperlink drawings. SDS has a better quality of export drawings. So less time is being used for scrubbing. SDS has a status display or a filtration option. Then this is part integration and partnership. SDS has integration with almost all the market popular softwares. It has a live user modeling. So live user modeling, I'll explain when the slide come. Then we have complex geometry SDS can handle, and we have a cloud collaboration platform which is called as BIM Plus. So now someone will ask, what is the use of having a connection design in a detailing software? So if you see, whenever if you're using a random software, for example, so what you have to do, you have to build a stick model. You have to send the connection calculation to a third party or software, or basically a designer. Then he gives you the connection. Then you have to go to library and you have to stick all the connections, okay, manually. If suppose 100 beams are there, you have to do it 100 on 100 beams. But in SDS, since connection design is an inbuilt feature, so if whatever region you are working for, like say North American or Indian region, you can choose that license module. Okay, you feed the data, what connection preference your fabricator has, and as you place the beams, automatically connection will get generated. It is not, you do not have to copy paste it from any library, but SDS analyzes and it generates the connection. So if you see, there are two silos. So in one silos, you can see in SDS, you have to give a less input like model, fabrication, design, and loads. And SDS system auto generates a lot of output like your auto applied connection, connection type, connection material, load analysis, and design calculation also. But if you see on any other software detailing software, you have to feed a lot of data. So since the user input is more, there are more chances of having error, and time consumed is more, and it decreases the efficiency of detailing process. Okay, this is just a small image I have shown to put my point across more clearly. So nowadays, uh, the responsibility of connection design is being landed to the detailer. So, a lot of time is being consumed. You can see the yellow arrow. A lot of time of the detailer is getting consumed in to and fro communication with the designer and your fabricator and erector regarding their preferences. And it basically, elongates your project timeline. But if you have an inbuilt connection design software in your detailing system, you can, just place the stick members, the connection calculation report, you can directly send it to your fabricator or your connection designer. Since it is code compliant, 99% the calculation will get approved until unless there is no framing situation is there or any special requirement. So even if there is any changes, there might be 20 or 25% changes. You can apply the changes into your model and you can send your approval package for further review. But if you do not have that system, you have to wait for the fabricator or your designer till their input do not come and you cannot place any members. So that is why I think in SDS, since the connection module is there, it is very beneficial for your project timeline. So with NEM India, we have launched all the a profile catalog where you have 16 country profile sizes. I have only focused on Indian profile sizes. So you have all the codes based on IS 800 standards, and you have all the steel based on your IS 4923, IS 808, IS 1173, IS 1161, IS 1239, and Jindal and Tata sections also. So now about the connection design, how SDS does a connection design. So whenever SDS does a connection design, it consider the project specification, fabricator preference, load, section sizes, framing situation, the region, and then it generates the connection. And whenever it generates a connection, it generates a erectable, a constructible connection. The connection is completely optimized, and you can apply the connection to a complete, a structure. And SDS, when generating a connection, it also considered the connection on all the nodes. So I have just placed a video for that. So as you add the member, automatically the connection is generated here. So now I can generate a connection design calculation report. All the parameters are there. And it is completely code compliant with the regional codes. This is the optimization feature where the user has the full control. He can, change the connection as and when required. So we have changed the number of bolt rows. Now I will change the load. And the bolt type. So I'm going for a tension control bolt. So now you can see, since a special torque gun is required, SDS has done an extended tab connection. Okay. Moving forward, SDS generate a erectable and constructible connection. What does this mean? SDS do a high level of detail. It checks the space validation of the steel. It checks automated coping and flange thinning. Okay, to avoid any clashing. It bolt clash. It avoids material availability. It check accurate gusset plates, member length for any galvanized steel. At the tank size, it check reduce and eliminate the field errors. So if you see this image, you will understand. At the image 1, SDS has provided automated cuts to avoid the clash with the column flange. At the bottom, since there is a connection tab, SDS has given a cope, so we can have a ease drop down connection. SDS checks the bolt validation. Okay, you can also check in the fifth image. Since there are stiffness, SDS has generated a extended shear tab connection. Okay, SDS also check the OSHA requirements, and at this condition, since it is having a shared connection, SDS has generated the seated connection, or the shared connection. Also, SDS can generate a shared clip angle connections. This is another video to show how the constructible and erectable connection works. So you can see here a brace is there, green color. As I add the beam, the brace will auto, adjust itself. And also you can see the cuts are provided at the top and bottom of the beam. Since the beam flange width and the column depth is same. Now what I will do is I will try to rotate the column by 90 degree. And as I press OK, you can see the cuts are adjusted to the nearest, the adjacent beam. Okay, this is all automated. The user do not have to take worry about this. So it can save a lot of field and shop falls. Now the second example is the same. So here what I did, I have done a torque gun. So a clearance is required for the TC bolt to get installed. So SDS generated an extended shear tab connection at this location. Now the complete node modeling. What does this mean? For example, at this image, if you see, for example, if I'm doing a connection on one end, for example, it's a moment connection and stiffness are added in the column web. So SDS will automatically, check the other two beams, whether that particular connection change is having impact on the other beam connections. So if it is, SDS will, redesign the other connections also. So, if you are doing one beam, you do not have to worry about the beams which are coming on the other end, because SDS will recalculate and, readjust those beams. Then optimization is SDS will generate a connection for you, but user has the full control that if he wants, he can change the connection as and then required. For example, SDS has generated a 6 bolted connection, but the fabricator has asked you to use a minimum bolt. So you can choose that, or you can reduce the bolt also manually. Then SDS is an auto piece marking feature. So auto piece marking, how it help you, I'll explain. So as you add identical beams, for example, I have added 10 identical beams of W14 of 10 feet of length. So SDS will club all the 10 beams in one single piece mark. You can see in the image also, this B270 and 270 is there. Or so it has clubbed these piece marks. Now, if there is any changes, SDS will prompt me and it will ask me whether you want to have the change in other 9 beams. So, it will reduce your project timeline. For example, forget about the 10 beams. Say you have 500 beams. It's a big warehouse, identical members, and there is any changes. You do not have to go to 500 beams and manually do that changes. SDS has at the time of modeling only, SDS will give a system piece mark to all the identical members, and you can change those members with one single click. Okay. Also, it can help you in tracking. There are many other competitor softwares where, auto piece marking is not there. Once the model is completed, when you are doing the detailing, that time you manually allocate the piece mark. There might be a chances of having human error, but since these are system generated piece marks, at the time of modeling, it will, efficiently expedite your work. Then SDS have a option for drafting and free viewer, which can save a huge cost on your project ROI. Then you have a live user modeling. So live user modeling, what does it mean? If suppose there are two users working, user one and user two, as the user one add a beam, the user two can see beam being added at the real time basis. Okay. How it help you? For example, there are a lot of software who are working on cloud based concept. So first person has to save it, the model, then only the other person can see it. So it may cause a lot of last moment changes and last moment surprises where beam might be clashing with other beam, or model is being half completed. But with the live user modeling, you can see everything what's going on in the model at a real time basis, and you can also distribute your work in a more efficient way. We have also conducted a survey where 85% of the users have stated the same. Okay. Then SDS can handle complex geometries like stair, handrail, ladders, pour stop, girts, clevis, turnbuckle. They have direct component addition. So I'll just play a small video on how SDS add a stair, how easy it is to add a stair in SDS. So I have imported the drawing of the stair. Then with the quick addition command, I just have to pick the nosing points, and SDS will, add a skeleton of the stair. Now, if I have to add the stringer, with the quick stringer adding handrail command, I can add handrail to the stringer, and SDS will basically give you a skeleton of the entire stair tower. You can modify any parameter as and then required. If you want to change the size, return, nosing point, grating type, tread type, or the post spacing, anything you can do with one single click. It is very easy to add these kind of components in SDS, which generally take a lot of, a heck of a time to add in model. Then SDS has partnership and integration with all these market popular softwares. So you can see SDS can generate all these type of 3D reports, or sorry, 3D files, which are integrated with other softwares like CIS2 files, IFC, DGN, DWG, IGES, step file, SDNF, E57 point cloud, XML Revit, and .ntl files for S3D. For 2D, SDS generate DWG, DXF, DXB, DGN, and PDF files. And in report, SDS generate all the reports like your KSS file, advanced bill of material, material summary, your point to boil list, your custom reports, and your bill of material report. Also, it has a feature if you want to have a separate report, you can choose the components what you want and you can directly generate that report. Then we also have a cloud collaboration platform. So if suppose your customer want to review a model and he do not have a SDS, what you can do, you can simply upload a model into your BIM Plus cloud collaboration platform and you can add your customer there. It is a web-based app. The address is http://portal.bimplus.net, where your customer can hop in and he can review. This also have basic markup tools. So he can also give you a markup. It is a real based sync app. So you can see what your customer is marking up on the real time. Okay, you can also attach the drawings, shop drawings into this BIM Plus so he can review and he can do his markup. He can also take a quantity takeoff or he can also make a error report and he can notify to the owner of this project with one single click. Then SDS has toolbox options. So if you are on current maintenance, if you have a perpetual license, or if you have a subscription license, then you can use the toolbox option. Toolbox options are, uh, improve your, streamline your workflow, automate your repetitive tasks, and can improve your productivity. Then we have cost estimator. So if you can see here, and if you have the cost, so what you can do, you can feed all the data. What are your bolt cost? What is your weld cost? What is your, material cost and all the other parameters. And as you built a model with one single click, you can generate an Excel report where it will give you the entire project estimated cost. So here, if you see, uh, all the bolt and, channel and profile sizes cost is there, and this is the overall material cost which is going to be there. So this kind of report can help your fabricator at a huge extent to finally estimate the project in a in a profitable way. Then SDS has a erection order option. So if you have a long project or where a very specific planning is required and with a very tight schedule, SDS offers to have an erection order. You can mark the members and you can tag them with the sequence they need to get erected. You can generate an Excel report and you can submit it to your erector so he can start doing the erection in a planned way and which can expedite the project timeline. Then this is the load and planning delivery planning module. In this, basically a trailer kind of thing is there. You can decide what is the length and width of the trailer, what is the offset height, and what is the top height, left and right heights, allowable limits. And based on that, you can start loading your steel, and you can give this kind of report, Excel report, to your supplier or your fabricator company, so they can use the report to ship the steel in the best convenient way and the best efficient way. Then we have some projects which are done in SDS. So you can see this is Jocelyn Art Museum. This is a non-linear building and it is being executed in SDS. It used to have a very complex connection. You can see uh, then the braces and the columns are also having complex connection where higher load was there, and due to which SDS has generated connection with maximum volts. This is a community independent school, and this is the 320-ton school building which was done in SDS. Then this is a Gillette Stadium. This was, the tallest lighthouse in America. This is a 22-story tower where we have a 360-degree observation deck. Now I'll quickly jump onto the demonstration part about SDS, and then we will quickly take the questions. Okay, so let's start. This is the main home screen of SDS. This will basically tell you what license entitlement you have. Currently, I'm using Ultimate. Then this will let you know about the version. So currently, I'm working in 2025 version, and I am working on a North American module. This is the current project what you're using. You can pin a project so it will can be populated into this field. You have your recent projects, any new recent project which you are working on. This is your fabricator file name, and this is the repository where your jobs are saved. You can also map your server and keep your all the jobs on a common drive. Then the horizontal field is all for the learning content, and this is the main tools for current live project which you can use. SDS have this option is for modeling, opening a modeling window, and this is for opening a drafting window. So in SDS, if you have a instead of Ultimate, if you have a modeling and a drafting license, so there also you will have both of the tools. But for example, if you're working in a modeling tool, all the modeling related features will be activated. Drafting will work as a viewer. You can view the drawings. Okay, you can navigate through. You can open a report, connection calculation, or any kind of report, but you cannot edit anything. Similarly, if you have a drafting window, modeling will work as a viewer. You can view the model, you can navigate through, you can add the notes, but you can only use the full capabilities of a drafting license. Then we have, if we come on to the horizontal plan, so this is the learning window where you have all your new features. Small videos are there. Then you have your getting started videos. You have online training which is free. You can learn more about SDS. It's a self-paced training, and you can also check the release notes of the latest SDS2 version, what all things have been updated. Okay, then this is the support area where you can contact our us through this direct link. You can send us an email or over the call. Then we have the technical support. So if you go here, we have small chunk of FAQs or toolbox items. Information is given. It's a self-learning content. You can go here and you can take the technical support. Then this is the download center from where you can download the SDS2 software. If you want to send any model to us for review, you can upload the model. Then this is add-on where it's just the information what all we have. So toolbox is one thing what I want to have you a look at. So toolbox are separate plugins which these are free of cost. If you are on a current maintenance, you can use this. You can simply check. You can download this. You can go to any view more option. You can see this all these version it is available. You can, for example, I'm working on 2025. I can download this, and as I play this, it will get integrated into my main window, main license, and then you can use this. So there are a lot of partnership and integration which SDS have. So all those tools are there. For example, your BIM upload. This is a cloud collaboration platform. We have all the updated as AISC CSC file. We have preliminary load planning, erector order, then Bentech export you can take, HGG pipe cutting machines export you can take directly. Autodesk Revit integration we have. Resize our own product. Then we have direct tools for adding a leveling plate or a no paint surface or a beam bearing plate. Shrunken connections is there. MI Tech, you can directly generate a connection. So a lot of tools are there. You can go through these. Then we have an explore option where you can read our recent blogs and about any webinar upcoming, or SDS2 summit, any events are there. Then this is the community. It's basically all the post what we are doing on social medias and platforms. Then about us, basically what license I have. Okay, then coming to the vertical points, now we have started with the technical part. So first is home, where you have your home screen. Then you have your analytics, where you can refresh and you can check what all members are there in a project. So it will give you a presentation in form of a this graphical presentation where you can have what are the member counts, what is the tonnage, and you can send a report to your fabricator. You can see on sheet these many members are there. Yeah. Then this is the project setting. So SDS, since it have a connection design, it have a dedicated area where you can feed a lot of information, and your projects will be your fabricator preferred setting, what preferred connection you have, what is the load, okay, what is the minimum design calculation you want. So a lot of parameters you can feed. So this is the fabricator parameter. Fabricator is basically, if suppose you're working with one fabricator XYZ, you can feed all the fabricator related information here. So for example, the what standard connection he's looking for, if he's using a clip angle connection generally, so what is the gauge he is using, and all the those related things. Then piece marking. So for example, if the fabricator is having a dedicated piece marking, you can use it from here. Okay. So for example, you have a standard plate, you can write the piece mark. If he has a dedicated piece marking system, you can write here what is the length and width and other properties to associated with that piece mark. So you can populate that field, and whenever SD is designing a connection, it will always choose the data from this and it will allocate the piece mark uh, as per fabricator preference. Similarly, you have option for your sheet and report. So what kind of sheet layout fabricator wants and report he want, you can set it here. Then detailing option is there, so you can set a lot of other parameters like what is the dimension, how the clients want the dimension, how the drawing should present, what is the line thickness, and weight, how the drawing basically, the font size should look, what is the line thickness, and all those kind of information. This is general presentation, bold detailing settings. Lot of settings are there. Okay, so like member detailing settings. So if I go into here, so if I have a beam, so what are preferred style, and also I just go to help window, so make you explain in a better way. So for example, how my view should come, whether it's a cross section or a bird eye view. Then what all dimensions I want, okay, whether I want this dimension, all these dimensions. So if you populate this field, every time all these dimensions will come. Okay, so whether you want a square cut or not. Okay, okay, so if it's a horizontal member, no, sorry, inclined member, do you want to detail it horizontally or in position as it is in the model? So a lot of things are there here. So then you have your rebar setting, so you can set a template and schedule for that. Similarly, you have all the thread settings, all other settings. You can also print a setting and you can send it to your fabricator, so he can help you better in his requirement. So let's talk about the job setting. So job setting can be, for example, there is one fabricator XYZ, but that fabricator might be having five jobs which is running. So these job settings may vary from job to job. So we have a connection properties where you can define what type of connection you want for that particular job. What is the base plate schedules you can add here. Similarly, you can add embed schedules here. Okay. Then this is what type of design, connection design you want for that particular job. Okay, all those settings, beam design loads and all those settings are here. Then next thing is your what type of bolts you want, what type is the material grade, what is the surface finish. Okay, in modeling you can see your job north, what is the terrain, okay, any member revisions, and those kind of predefined colors is basically what you how you want to see the color of that particular member in the model. So similarly, there are a lot of information here also. Then you have an option for report, so you can generate a report here. Okay, so you can generate a ABM report or a connection design report, or you can also have the system reports like your bill of material reports. Then you have your field bolt, shop bolt, material summary report, or then you have your sheet loading report. Then you have your sorry, you have your revision chart report. So all those reports you can run. Then there is an import and export option. So import, you can see SDS has an auto detection feature. So you just have to import. If you want to import a model, you just select the model. SDS will automatically analyze the format and it will import it. Project transfer is basically if you want to send a native file of SDS to any customer. Okay, so the native file of SDS is .gft. You can send it to any fabricator. Okay, so for that, this option is used. Similarly, you have an export option where you can export model of load planning, new models to Revit. Okay, PowerFab, FabTrol, KSS, EJE, a lot of files you can send. Just give me. Okay. Then you can have you send a CNC file. You can submit PDF drawings. You can prepare a transmittal. Okay. You can also export 2D drawings and CAD files. Then okay. So this and here also you have a project transfer option. So project transfer option is somewhat like this. So you can pack the project. This is for exporting, and you can unpack the project. So if suppose some customer has sent you a native file or a seed file, you can directly unpack it from here. Then you have a utilities option. This is basically for your hardware settings and all. So this is shapes and properties. What all shapes and properties SDS have. You can also do one thing. You can add your own shapes if required. So for example, we have wide flange channels, angles, WT pipes, HSS. We also have welded plate section. We have welded box section. So you just have to feed these values in the below table, and you can have your own profile which you can use in your job. Then joist, we have different fabricators, joist fabricators which are aligned with us, like your Kenam and Wallcraft. So you can choose what fabricator you have. Okay, other than that, you can add CMF steel also, your Z shaped steel, then your S shapes, your rounding bar, your clevis turnbuckle, and these are cruciform shapes. So this is WF and WT, WF plate, plate WT, and plate all built up section, which you can use for your project. Other than that, sorry, you have your user and site option. So basically this will governs how you want your hardware to look like. So it is opening, okay, opened. So here you how you want your presentation to be, how many mouse clicks you want, okay, and modeling, how what is your background color, how you want it. So those kind of settings are there, okay. And last is the licensing part where you can go to change edition. Okay, so I have to close it, but generally you can see what all license type you have, and you can navigate through those licenses here. Now moving to modeling, it's open. So this is the main modeling interface of SDS. So now we will see how to add a members. So I'll simply go on to the tools. The best option, you can import a field drawing in SDS, and I'll just split the screen to show you how the members are being added here. So I'll just go to member and add select a column. The column is W14 by 74. Since I have added the my drawing here, I do not have to again and again go on to my erection drawing to review. So these are the columns which I'm adding. You can see on the real line basis the columns are being added. So now if I have to edit anything, okay, so I'll just press SA. I select these columns, okay, or I'll just simply select one and I edit. Okay, so I'll edit the elevation 3690. And as I press OK, SDS will prompt me due to the auto piece marking option that three quantities of this column are available. Do you want to have the changes in all the columns? I'll say yes. And you can see all the columns are updated. I'll keep adding the other columns. Now I will rotate the column by 90 degree and I'll add the other bunch of column. So escape and I just simply, so now I will add the base plate. So for base plate, you can select all the columns and you can right click and you can edit. So instead of auto connection, I will go to user defined connection and I will change my base plate to BP1. Okay, and I'll press OK. So you can see all base plates are added here. Now for adding anchor bolts also, you just simply have to go to anchor rod tool. You can choose whether you want to add it into a member, material, or hole. I'll just select member and I just right click and I press OK. So this window will open where all the parameters are there regarding anchor bolt. So if I, if any parameters is wrong, SDS will not allow me to, go further and, add this anchor rod. So this will save a lot of, field and shop calls. Here you have type of rods, your grades, your finish, and what all washers and plates you want above and below the base plate. So as I press OK, all the anchor rods you can see are now added here. So no, I don't want to add another group. Now simply I'll go to another elevation, that is 112-0. Okay. And what I will do here, I will import my next set of array shop drawings. Close. So I will start adding my beams. W14 by 43. Okay. So I will just simply, as I add the beam, you can see automatically the connections are being generated, which is the USP of SDS2. So I'll quickly add all the beams. Now this beam is W18 by 35. The other beam is. Now you can see all the beams are added. So I'll just solid opaque this. Now we'll talk about the connection design. So if you see this connection and if I double click this and you know and I change the connection from clip angle. So here you can see the the connection has they have the SDS has auto calculated that for a clip angle the connection can withstand 95 kips of load while the shear tab can withstand a 49 kips of load. Okay, so as I press OK, so it will prompt me and just say no. So now this side connection is changed to clip angle. Okay, now we'll do the same thing here. Okay, so this is 3 bolted connection. If I go here and on the right hand side, if I, instead of changing the connection, I change the load. So I change the load to 60 kips. Okay, and I press OK. So now you can see it has changed the number of bolts. So and SDS also gives a connection calculation report. So if I open this and if I press save, so SDS will generate a connection calculation report for this. It will take some time to open. Yeah. So now you can see SDS has generated a connection calculation report where it has all the parameters given, all the schedule of minimum, what all parameters it has considered, what is the beam elevation height, what is the tension and other things. Okay. Also, one good thing is SDS will also map the AISC or whatever connection calculation reference number for parameter it has considered, like shear yield plate and all those parameters. Okay, so and anything it any comment SDS will mark like connection is okay or strength is not proper or anything like that. This calculation you can submit to your fabricator also. Okay. So I'll just cancel this. Okay. Now, since there is not much time, I'll simply just show you how to detail a drawing. So, I'll just simply go here and I'll just detail a member. The beam number is B underscore 28. So since in SDS you feed a lot of data before starting the job, SDS has uh, gives you a drawing in a very clean up way. Okay, so let it complete the detailing. So now detailing is complete. I close this and I go to a drafting module. So my drawing, which was detailed, is B underscore 28. You can see this is how the detailing comes in SDS. So almost 90% of the beam is already detailed. If you see all the other details, I've already cleaned up those drawings, and I have not done anything. I just simply took out these drawings from SDS. Similarly, there are some column drawings also. So you can see this is how the column comes, where your north face is there, all the cut operations are there, all the elevations marked, all the section view SDS only taken this bottom base plate views. Okay, then top view is there already. Okay, so you now bevel cut on the top, bevel cut is required. SDS has given it directly. This profile size and everything SDS gives. So it helps you to expedite your work. Okay, and later you can just simply export all the drawings, and I have already have these drawings here. So these kind of drawings you can export, and bill of material and everything will be here, which you can submit to your fabricator. Okay, there is one more thing I want to show you. Just give. So I have missed to explain the user interface. So we have a layout option here, where you can navigate between different views. So your any views you can go through. Okay, then in layout option you can add a view. So if you want to save any area for a reaction plan or anything, you can do that. This is for adding grid lines, this is for adding curved grid lines, this is for going to any plan view. So for example, if I select it, a window will come, I can go to my any plan view. Okay, that I can do. Then this is for depth check. So if I remove this, the entire model will come. Okay, then I have my elevation view. I can undo my view. Okay, this is again for depth check. This is snap to surface. So if I want to snap to any surface, so that surface will come. I can take a view. I can use it for review purpose. Okay. Similarly, I can again go and untake the depth check. Again, my entire model will come. Then this is the construction line. I can erase the construction line. This is for adding a construction line, circular one. Then this is the member option, where I can add a column, beam, vertical brace, horizontal brace, or a joist. This is for adding any, exceptional assemblies like your stair, cage ladder, handrails, pour stop, girds, purlin, chutes, hoppers, those I can add it. Okay. Then if I don't see anything here, I have an option here where all the other parameters are there, like your tilt-up panels, your precast, cast in place columns, concrete elements, slab, wall, okay, your embeds, flat bar, girds, gratings, anything, you name it, and it is there. Then this is for quick command. So I can add a stair, quick a stair, which I have already shown in my video. Okay. Then I can add a handrail to a stringer. I can add a flat handrail. Okay. This is for modification. So if I added a handrail, I can adjust my railings, spacing, or move the whole handrail or spacing and all those kind of things I can modify. This is for adding embeds, a plate embed or a, angle embed. This is for adding your cast in place beam, concrete, plasters, single T, precast panels. This is for adding your footing in slabs and gratings. This is for adding your wall systems. Okay, this is for undelete view if you have deleted anything. Now the material labels is for, adding any material. Okay. Okay. One more thing. We have a command here. So if you want to to search any command, for example, ST8 status display, for example. So if I go to this command, you can see one of the tab will get highlighted. So I can go to display. So if I go here, I can see what is my status display command. Okay. So if you do not find any command, you can directly write it or you can search it from here. There. So I was on material. You can add material from this tab, any sub-assemblies to the main steel. So there is one thing, if you are adding any material, you need to associate it with any main material and then only it will get added. So you have your plates, you can add round bars, you can add clevis and turnbuckle, you can add grating and deck. Okay, you can add your assemblies, okay, or any plugins like your safety holes, okay, or your nailer holes from here. You can reinforce the bottom end of the column or beam like your base plate or any stiffeners for web penetration or column stiffeners you can add. This is for adding your thickened slab and those kind of things. This is for adding a cap plate or shear key or shims under a beam. This is for adding a post stop. This is for adding in a bolt stud or weld. Okay. Then this is the drawing option. This command will only be activated if you have a drafting option or a complete option. Since I have an ultimate license, this is activated for me. I can generate my placement drawings. That is my field drawings. I can have my members detailed from here. Okay. I can detail through piece mark. I can also detail it by selecting the model. Okay. Isolating the piece. Okay. By piece mark. This is for detailing your material. This is for detailing your assemblies. This is for sheet loading, for your detail sheet, shop drawing sheet loading, and for your part drawing sheet loading. Okay. Then this is the tool used for measurement and other purposes. Then you have a tool option where I can generate a 3D RFI. I can send it to a customer. So 3D RFI is nothing. I might be having an example of it. Just give me a moment. I'll show you how the 3D RFI looks. So yeah, it is loading. Just give me a moment. So this 3D RFI is kind of a model. So you can see here. Okay. So this is just a 3D image which I can send to my customer and he can have a review and have a look on this thing. Okay. So then you have your dimensioning tool. Okay. You have your ruler. Then this is the reference tool from which I have imported the drawings. You can import any erection drawing. If you see this is my erection drawing and you can import it into your model. So I can remove this close. Then you have other tools for snapping your braces. Okay. Then your piece marking, break and combine option. You have your selection filters. You have your crane placement options. Then this is the display option. So display option simply gives me an edge to review my drawings in a better way. So if I go to my display option, I can choose whether I want a piece mark or section size to be noted on the member. So I can simply check my I do not have to double click. I can directly see what is the member and what is the piece mark of this. Then this is the status display feature. So it's a filtration option. How it will help you is basically you can isolate the entire model on these parameters. So you can isolate a member based on your sequences, revision, what is the detailing status, what is the approval status, what is the fabrication status, whether it is released, it is completed, whether it is approved or what. Same, you have your member option, your material status. You can review it through welds also, weld status. So whether it's overhead weld, penetration weld. So for example, material member status. So I want to check what all members are galvanized and I want to check that member to be colored, colored with cyan color. As I press OK, You can see in my entire model, these railings are, colored with cyan color. Also, one good thing I want to show you is SDS provides automated vent holes, and intermediate also it has cuts. So I think, yeah. So you can see SDS has provided cuts in the post for galvanizing this steel in a better way. Okay. Then sorry, I can remove my status display with one single click. It's removed. Then this is for turning your steel into solid opaque and all. This is for splitting your screen. I already showed you at the time of demo. I can split my screen into two for and I can navigate both the screen separately. Okay. Then import and export option is the same what I've shown you on the home screen. So what all options we have here? Sorry, same import, export options and report options are the same what we have. It's just a copy. So you can export any S3D Revit file or 4D file, load planning models, and your DWG MRP exports. Okay, upward arrow is export and inward arrow is import. Okay. Then report is you can generate a ABM report. You can make your own custom reports. You can have connection reports. You can have a bill of material report, field bolt summary, shop bolt summary, material summary, those things. And toolbox is the option which I showed you. So if you download that toolbox, separate plugins, it will directly get, clubbed here and you can use it from here. Okay. So this is the complete status. Then here is the piece mark, what you have in the model. You can isolate it through member mark, member number and piece mark. Okay. So if I want to look at the beam, if I select, okay, so if I select any beam, you can see it will get highlighted here or vice versa. If I select any beam here, it will also get highlighted here. Okay. You can see this is my beam 27. Similarly, you have other options. So if you want to have any cuts and any operation, that can also be possible in SDS. I have already shown you the detailed members. So that's all from my end regarding SDS. Anyone is having any questions? Can you please, uh, would you please show me how to add a shoot in the model? Yeah, sure. I can show you how to add a shoot. Okay. So I'll just snap to a surface. Sorry, I forgot to share my screen. Yeah, I hope my screen is visible. So you can go here, you can add a hopper and I can just simply, must be vertical. Okay, hopper. I want to add a hopper here. Okay, wait, acha, okay, fine, sorry. It is telling me that I have to add a hopper in a vertical plan. So for example, I go here. Okay. A hopper, I will add a hopper here to here. Line vertical. Okay. I have to add a hopper. I'll I don't know why hopper is not getting added. I have to just, okay, I'll just change a project. I have already added a hopper in one of the project. Change to hopper. Just give me a moment. The model, yeah, the model. Sorry, just give me a moment. Okay, the model is opened here. Just give me some time. The model is opening. Okay, the model is open. I'm just bringing it here. So this kind of hoppers can be added in SDS. So these are the hoppers. Let's take this. These kind of hoppers can be added in SDS. I can edit this, I think. Okay. So these are all the parameters I have. So, you can define the top extension, your transition, okay, your bottom extension, your legs and base, okay. So based on that, hoppers can be added, okay. Any other questions? Sugata, I guess your question is cleared here. Anyone else have any question? Please raise your hand or either write it in the chat. Yeah. Mm, okay, I have allowed your mic. Can you please speak? Nagendra. You have to unmute yourself and then speak.
Okay. Hi, Mohit.
Yeah. Hi.
So I just want to know more about the ST modeling capabilities from SDS2, like how you assist with material takeouts and cost estimation operations. Like I understand in your meeting, one thing I saw like cost estimator, it would be really a great tool. I just want to explore more about these things.
Okay, sir. Sir, can you write your email ID in the chat? So what I will do, I have a separate, it's a detailed video about ST modeling. I can send that to
Okay.
you. And if you want,
Okay.
I can have a separate, meeting or demonstration for you on ST modeling.
Definitely. I will drop my email.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mohit.
You can just drop your email in the chat. I will send you a
Yeah.
separate email and we can have a
Yeah.
separate
Yeah.
meeting aligned for that, sir.
Yeah. Sure, Mohit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Anyone else having any question? So I think if anyone have any question, sorry, I did one mistake. Just give me a moment. I'll share my PPT again. So you can note down the sale ID. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. This is our support ID and this is our sale ID. So if anyone is a new user, they can we are running heavy discounts and offer price on SDS for the new users if they want to switch to SDS. So you can always write an email to india-sales@nemetschek.com for availing the new offers.